Hi, this is Nicole Tribble at Central Elementary School, presenting my PowerPoint for my thesis. This is the value-added model and the implications for teachers and students. Over the past 9 years, the United States has been determined to propel students to meet the demands of the 21st century. These demands include students who are career and college ready. The federal government has been instrumental in facilitating states in the push to propel students to 21st century learners. Our nation has been focused on accountability and academic reform for the past decade, holding students, teachers, principals, and schools responsible for measurable, quantitative evidence of student achievement. In order to ensure student achievement, a federally government-funded program named Race to the Top was adopted in 2009. The $4.35 billion program is the largest ever federally competitive investment in school reform. It rewards states monetarily for past accomplishments, creates incentives for future improvements, and challenges states to create comprehensive strategies for addressing areas of reform that will drive schools to improve. In order to meet the demands of the Race to the Top program, many states adopted new standards. Another area of reform included holding teachers accountable for student achievements. In order to do this, data systems were developed by companies. Companies sold data systems to states. Not only did companies sell data systems to states, but states also developed their own data systems. The data systems measure effectiveness based on student achievement. Currently, 40 states and the District of Columbia are using, piloting, or developing statewide growth or value-added models. With companies and states developing these systems, you would think they would be statewide. That's not the case necessarily. Within one state, a different county neighboring each other could have two different systems. For example, states like Florida, New York, California, and Texas all start testing around 3rd grade. I'm sorry, with the exception of California. They start at 2nd grade. So here you have states that are starting around the same area, same grade level when it comes to statewide testing. But within Florida, Okeechobee County could be using one data collection system, while Brevard County could be using another, while Orange County could be using another system. The purpose of this study is to determine the implications of the value-added model on educators and student learning. Some problems arise with the value-added model. One problem is that the model isn't cohesive across the entire state. Also, statewide testing in Florida does not start into 3rd grade. So how do you hold teachers accountable in kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade? Not having statewide testing for kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade created a problem for schools and states. What tests were they going to use to progress monitor or to hold teachers accountable for student learning? So a county could have one form of assessment, while the county right next door can have a different form of assessment. So that lacks cohesion there. There is tons of pressure on students to succeed, and there's tons of pressure on teachers to get them to succeed. There's all this pressure to make the letter grade for a school. Everybody wants to be an A. If you have a student that comes into the classroom that's not on grade level, but you still have to teach them to the depth of the standard in order to make gains and growth, that's another problem that arises there. The research question being posed is, how does the process of the value-added model affect educators? In Melbury versus the Board of Education, a teachers union in New York City brought legal action against the New York Times in an attempt to stop the publication from advertising individual teachers' data. The teachers are public servants, stated the New York Times, and people had a right to know. The teachers union defended the position by stating that data being published contained more than high-stakes test scores. It also includes teachers' evaluations based on administrative observations. Disclosure of BAM data infringed upon teachers' individual privacy rights. Courts found it permissible to release BAM data because teaching is a profession under public sector. The data was made available since courts found there was no intrusion on privacy. Since then, teachers' unions have fought back to revise the state law to only allow data to be revealed to parents or guardians of students. In New York State United Teachers Union Association versus the Board of Regents, once again, the New York Teachers Union brought litigation upon a party. The union challenged the state's formula. So the state's formula, what they were using in order to come up with the data for students. These concerns from the union stated there was too much emphasis on students' scores in the formula. The court sided with the union and the formula was revised. When evidence of unprofessional behavior of cheating has been founded, districts and states have acted appropriately. Education professionals have been suspended and licenses have been revoked. In one such case, a superintendent was incarcerated. A kindergarten teacher's license was revoked when she was found guilty of changing answers on her students' tests. Some implications are who adds value to the students. Throughout the course of a day, a student interacts with many different professionals in the school setting. Reading with their teacher, maybe an exceptionalities educator, a paraprofessional could come into a classroom and hold a small group with the child. Reading coaches are also influential in coming in and helping students with their reading awareness. And then special areas educators are also pulled in every once in a while to help in different academic areas. If you have all these different educational supports helping one student, who's to tell who really added the value to that student? Was it the classroom teacher? Was it the exceptionalities educator? Was it that paraprofessional? Was it the reading coaches? Was it the special areas teachers? Was it all of them? And if it was all of them, how is everybody going to get the value from that student? Or is it just on that one person? Based on the implications of VAM, teachers have a definite thought process on whether or not VAM is valid or reliable. A questionnaire will be developed to discover the educator's perceptions of the value-added model. The questionnaire will be in a survey form, and the questionnaire will be closed-ended. The sample selection will include 5 teachers per grade level, including kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, for a total of 30 participants. The teachers will come from Central Elementary and Everglades Elementary in Okeechobee, Florida. The time frame for this survey and data collection is 30 days. Day 1 through 5 will be question development. Questions should sound something like this. Throughout the course of the day, a student is taught by many different personnel on a school staff. Do you feel that you are the only one accountable for that student's data? And they would go ahead and respond with either strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree. The next 6 to 20 days, educators will receive their survey via SurveyMonkey on day 6. Teachers are allowed to use day 6 through day 20 in order to complete the survey. In days 21 through 30, we'll be organizing, analyzing, and interpreting the data. SurveyMonkey will be used to generate the questionnaire. As soon as a participant completes the questionnaire, the originator of the questionnaire is notified via email with their responses. The closed-end responses that participants give will be given a value. Strongly agree will have a value of 4, agree will have a value of 3, disagree 2, and strongly disagree will have a value of 1. Data from the questionnaires will be entered into an Excel spreadsheet. When interpreting the data, frequency and percentages for each question will be determined. For example, this is just a snapshot. The frequency for which it could be either strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree. The percentages are right here out of 100. So when it came to this question, hypothetically, the group would be split 50-50. These are the steps that will be utilized to obtain data to determine the implications of the value-added model on educators and students.